Hey everybody, I know it's been a little while since we've been in the computer lab basement, and we've had a few key upgrades that I'm super happy about, one of which is spot adjustable light, a better overhead camera stand to really capture whatever it is we need to capture. On top of that, we also have a slightly better setup for the microphone, so I hope that that's blocking out some of the background noise. And since we're doing stuff we haven't done in a while, I thought it'd be a great time to do something else we haven't done in a while. Well, we found the crack. Oh, these are my gutters. Cracks. I was kidding about this, man. Hey everybody, it looks pretty simple. Day 2 or 3. Continue making sure that's got a good seal to it. This is my HP Omen laptop. I use this for a little bit of gaming, but mostly here recently, editing and planning videos, things of that nature. So, with that being what I've been doing to it, 1 terabyte hard drive that's in here is not only slow, it's now full, which makes it even more slow and a pain. So we're going to be replacing that with a 2 terabyte Samsung 870 QVO. It's not the absolute best on the market, but it is a really good one. It's got a good size DRAM cache. It's 2 terabyte, which is double the size in here, and it's going to be faster. It's also going to give me less of a headache than swapping out the M.2 drive that's in here for something bigger. All my boot drive information on it, and I just did not want to take the headache of swapping my boot drive around. So, in preparation, I've moved all the files I needed to the M.2 drive, so we can take out the hard drive and just keep that as back archive. So if we need those files, we can just slot it into my Sabrent hard drive bay, hot swap it in, grab the files, whatever. So basically just, it's going to be an archive drive for now, or if I have another build that needs one of those to get off the ground, I'll wipe it and use that. But either way, we're going to pop the one that's in here out, throw this in, boot up to make sure that the drive is recognized, and do whatever we need to do in disk management to make it happen. So let's get started. First, make sure that the laptop is off. Gonna remove that just so I don't accidentally break it by flipping things over. Then we pop out our trusty iFixit toolkit and our little organization tray. See if we can move things just a little bit there. Yeah, we're just gonna, that'll be perfect. All right, and the top popped off and fell right into the trash can. Here we go, pop right back on. And take our, let's see, yeah, that is our trusty 00 Phillips. 2 long ones go up here. And this is going to be a little bit of a repeat of another video we did where we replaced the memory, except whenever you go in there, it'll be a different component. But the actual case takeoff is going to be basically the same. Okay, I'm not sure how I did that twice. For some reason, kept wanting to autofocus when I was pretty sure I told it not to. So I thought that this was the magnetic kit. Yeah, it is. Okay. My butterfingers were just overriding the magnet somehow. And yes, I know this is going to scratch or blemish the top. Normally I would have my work pad here that would guard against those types of scuffs. But one, I'm a little rough and tumble on my equipment. I kind of expect it to be able to handle a little bit of scuff here and there, and if it does get scuffed, that just means it's well used and it's battle damaged. Gives it character. And second, I have a fully disassembled other project on that work mat, and I only bought one. And I keep forgetting to order another one. Even though I fully built down here with 2 workstations on purpose, so I could do quicker project on one side and longer projects on the other. And then proceeded to not fully build out their toolkit like an idiot. Hopefully I'll remember to do that next time I go online to buy stuff. In fact, there's a couple of brands out there that have come out with new mod mats or work mats that I think I want to purchase from that weren't available when I originally built up this workspace. We did not have a good time using the guitar pick, for lack of a better term. We ended up using this, I think. My memory's terrible, so if I'm being an idiot, just tell me in the comments. It's probably true. It's definitely true. Who am I kidding? I could be on my business card, professional idiot. Or no, semi-professional idiot. I'm actually decent at my actual job. Oh no! I almost lost my screws. Alright. Oh yeah, this is the one we use because this one's still scuffed from the attempt. There we go. I'm always so worried about breaking things, and then they're designed to pop in such a weird way. And honestly, if you're looking for a gaming laptop, you can go with worse than HP. Quite frankly, it was very good bang for buck. It's got a 1060 in there. Either way, I got it on sale for like $800 after tax. Which, all things considered, that's actually a pretty good deal. Probably going to clean out this dust while I'm in here. There we go. It's supposed to pop right after you do that. I missed one of the... There we go. Alright. I hope that none of those numbers are important. If they are, I will hopefully remember to block them out. Yeah, this is going to need a little bit of... I'm going to go grab my air can. This baby is probably one of my favorite things I've bought for working on computers, and it's worth every penny. After just a few times of using canned air, it pays for itself. Especially if you get the version that's plugged in, instead of the one that's got the rechargeable battery. It was like an extra $40 for that feature. And frankly, I'm almost always using it where I've got power. Alright, and first step is to pop out the battery. The reason we're taking the battery out is we don't want to accidentally somehow turn the computer on mid replacing the hard drive and then brick what's going to become our spare part or archive hard drive. I need to make this desk just a little bit taller. I'm going to bend over too much for this, and none of my chairs are tall enough to make this comfortable. It'll be fine. Move my legs down a little bit. It pops this way. There we go. Okay. Alright. And I could have probably forced that and figured that out quicker, but whenever it comes to anything expensive, I've learned go slow and don't act as if you can't break it, because you definitely can. Alright, that's done. Let's pop out this hard drive. Yeah, there we go. It's just a pop one where you pull and the whole thing slides out of its sled. And then you put this sled on the new one and you slide it in. We're just gonna pop that out. And I really like this ribbon SATA power and data cable. It's a little bit more manageable overall. Okay, let's make sure you guys can see that. So this little sled pops into where there would be screw drives, has this little notch to act like the guide for the sled. So it's very simple, very easy. Just like with all things, go slow, be careful, it is high-end electronics. And I know I'm saying that while not having a lot of the things I would normally do, like my anti-static, blah, 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 blah. Quite frankly, it's a wood desk. As far as I can tell, I don't actually need the anti-static strap in the situation. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. And all I want that work pad for is to make it to where it's harder to scuff or damage things. Either way, I'm getting sidetracked again. I do that a lot. Let's pop out this Samsung 2 terabyte I bought over a month ago, and had to wait to do this because I had to let things come together in my life enough to where I could actually take the time to get ahead on a video. So if this goes terribly wrong, we're not completely screwed on our upload schedule, because last time we got momentum moving upward, had some stuff go on, had some major gap in our upload schedule, all of a sudden our upward curve turned into a downward death spiral. So either way, gotta love just the look of these Samsung drives. Look at the difference between that and what was just bought to be thrown in here. I mean, it's not a bad drive, it just doesn't look sleek. It's got a good speed for being a actual hard drive, you know, don't get me wrong, but Samsung just knows how to put a little bit of shine on it, you know? Which in this type of situation you're never going to see. So honestly, normally it makes a lot of sense to save a few bucks and not have the shine, but for a SSD of this speed, really wasn't anything cheaper that compelled me. Like, all the stuff that was cheaper was worse. There was nothing that was cheaper that just looked worse. So why not get the one that looks nice if it's the same price as the ones that look like terrible? Anyway, let's go ahead and pop this baby on to our sleds. See if we have it on the right side up or not. Worst case scenario, I've got to swap it. I'm pretty sure I just did that backwards, because it's supposed to go down like that. Yeah, okay. I should have paid more attention, but I don't do that, honestly, often enough. Here we go. Let's see if that works. Alright, that's going to work there. Make sure that ribbon cable will go in. Good. Okay, the ribbon cable will go in, but it's going to be a little... No! Ribbon cable came out. I was afraid of that. Okay. Alright, we're going to make sure it's oriented that way. So we've got to orient this way to slam that in. Got that there. Have that there. And then we're going to make sure this ribbon cable goes back in. God, I hope I can make this ribbon cable go back in. Okay, we've got the drive oriented correctly. So I can put that to the side. Concentrate on ribbon cable reattachment. This is going to be the most delicate surgery you'll ever see me do. Let's zoom in to the ribbon cable. Oop. Oop. Okay. There we go. I hope you guys can see this, because if you can't, I will not be doing this a second time. Because this is going to be a bitch and a half, one way or the other. There we go. Okay. Let's see if we can get you guys close enough to see the tricky part of that. Alright. There is on that ribbon cable, there's a little blue notch on that material that comes out this direction. There's a little white notch on both sides going this direction that it has to fit into. Now that blue notch is on both sides. For this to make a good connection, you have to have that notch in the right place on both sides. Then you take this little plastic guard and you can flip it down and it'll lock the whole thing in place. So we're going to do that now. There we go. Nothing broke. It's fully in place. We will verify that's the case whenever we are done. That's the biggest problem with these laptops. It's not that they're more complicated than a computer, normal computer. Technically, it's that everything's so much smaller, it makes it more complicated just by that fact alone. There we go. Now we can go ahead and hope that from that original accidental disconnection that we can actually have no damage or data loss. That's the dream, right, guys? There we go. Boop. Clipped on. Now we're gonna make sure she slides in home good. I'm gonna inspect to make sure that that room cable didn't get any damage from what we just did. Well, she seems to be in good shape. She's still in good position. That connector popped up a little bit, which has me worried, but I've been throwing this thing around and abusing it so much. Hopefully, if I do accidentally destroy it eventually, there'll be enough spare parts here to upgrade whatever new laptop I get. And if we do manage to run out of space even with this, I might go through the trouble of swapping out the M.2 SSD with a 1 or 2 terabyte M.2 because that is only 128 gigabytes. Good for boot drive and a couple of key programs. That's about it. Alright, let's speed run reassembly because I need to be in bed for work like an hour ago. And this laptop being newly upgraded will definitely make my life easier at work. Not necessarily because I use this laptop for work, but because specifically whenever I'm trying to work on any of the projects for the channel, this thing being in good shape means it takes less time for... There we go, that fixes the problem I was having earlier. Alright. This laptop being in good shape gives me less of a headache, means I've got more time to actually work on the projects that I want to work on while on the road. Yep. On the road, at work, on my lunch breaks, sleep breaks, etc. You know how it goes. The less amount of headache you can give yourself while trying to work on projects means the more projects you get done overall. And that's good for everybody. Alright. Let's go ahead and start putting in some screws. I'm putting up some tools. Alright. These are for the battery. Alright, that's all for those. That's held in correctly. And that means we can go ahead and start putting this piece on. There we go. Alright, we already remembered to remove the dust. New pieces in, old pieces out. Means we can go ahead, keep going. I like to run a sanity check every couple steps because I've got a bad habit of missing important things whenever I'm in a rush. And with the way I have my life set up, I'm almost always in a rush. One of these days while I'm in a rush, I'm going to catch me doing something stupid on camera and you guys will get to laugh at that. Honestly, I think that's probably happened already. At least once. There we go. She's all assembled back together. I'm going to boot her up, go into disk management, and make sure that the appropriate settings are established. And we're good to rock and roll. if everything goes according to plan, this is going to be the end of the video. So please like, comment, and subscribe if you like what we do here. If you have any suggestions or think I'm being stupid or whatever, let us know below. And if there's anything else, also let us know below. You guys have a good one, and stay safe out there. Things be crazy. Okay, we had a error with the boot. I needed to reset CMOS, and I didn't. That's my bad. So, heads up with that. Well, yet another computer project of some variety interrupted by Windows Update that you told it not to do, but it did anyways. So frustrating. Alright, good news. After the Windows Update and the constant reset, recycle thing that goes along with that, we are fully operational with almost all 2 terabytes. Microsoft, get out of here. I don't care about Teams. If I wanted Teams, I would go asking about it in the middle of the thing. Either way, got almost all of the 2 terabyte. Ran the setup wizard for that. Worked with that. I'm not going to show you how to do that here, because if I'm doing it wrong, I don't want to accidentally have somebody in a use case that what I do could brick their machine. I'm pretty sure I know what I'm doing and that I'm doing it right, but I'm not confident enough to risk screwing you guys up just in case. So if you don't know how to do it correctly, go find a tutorial by somebody smarter than me. I may do a tutorial on that in the future, but I want to make sure I'm actually understand everything I'm messing with and not just the understanding I have, which is good enough to get me through. But it was literally just the same setup wizard you go through anytime you want to put a new drive letter on, new sim volume, that whole thing. So either way, it's on, it's working good, it's reporting the way it should, so I'm going to assume it's as good as it claims it is. I'm going to swap the files from that I put onto my C drive back over onto the D drive. This took about 15 minutes with the spinning drive, and we're going to get it done before I can even finish this whole sentence, it feels like. Oh, actually a little bit longer. My bad. Still, way better than 15 minutes. And we're done. Fantastic. Alright, you guys have a good one. We're all good to rock and roll for getting easier editing whenever I get stuck at work. I've got a few more things to do around here to make this workshop a little bit better. And all things considered, the major roadblock to getting more content out is the fact that I work 70 hours a week, so that still sucks. But it lets us afford stuff, I guess. What's this whole working thing? I need to be asleep. You guys have a great one.